Okay, so hi everyone. I just wanted to post a little video about how to get into the Viasinc reservation system. So this is going to be helpful for those of you that perhaps weren't able to be in class, or those of you that just want to review how to get in if you're having difficulty. Okay, so just a few minutes on how to get into Viasinc. So first thing you need to make sure that you have is your account ID number. Now each of you will be assigned or have been assigned a unique account ID number. This information is found also in my Canvas on a sheet. I'll show you where that is in a few minutes as well. But in order to sign in, you will need to have your specific account ID number, and pay attention that each of you will have a unique number, and that's going to be your number to use for the semesters that you're using Viasinc, so for 3 semesters. And you have to make sure that you're using your own account ID number and that you don't share that account ID number with somebody. The other thing that you do need to have before you go to log in to Viasinc is a password. Now, the account ID numbers and the passwords are both also posted in my Canvas. The password for everyone will be the same, which is going to be Mohawk33. So make sure you have your account ID number, make sure you know your password, and then you can go into try to log into Viasinc. So make sure that you're working in Google Chrome. So you're just going to access Viasinc by www.viasinc.com, and you're going to end up with a screen that looks like this. So what you want to do is you want to log in. So that's your first step. Once you've got this screen here, you're going to click on Login, and immediately you're going to get a pop-up box. And this box is going to ask you for that account ID number and your password. So your account ID number is a number that's been assigned to you on the sheet. Now, if you don't have an account ID number, if you can't find your name and student number on that account sign-up sheet, then email me because the sheet might have been made up before you had registered for the course. The other reason why you might not have an account number is because you are taking this course for a second time or have been previously assigned an account number. So if you do have already an existing account number, you can use that one. Okay, so you're going to put in your account ID number and the password, which is Mohawk33. Make sure that it's a capital M, and then lowercase for the rest, and then log in. Now, the very first time you do this, you're also going to get another box, and it's going to ask you to verify your credentials. So you're going to have to put in your first name and last name and your email address. So make sure you fill that out and make sure you use your Mohawk College email address. And then you're just going to okay that, and it will verify your credentials and let you in. Okay, so once you've got that, you're going to hit enter, and you're going to get a screen, and you're going to look at launching the training. So that's going to bring you into the system. Okay, so launch training, and then you will maybe get a screen that looks like this. If you get this screen, this is the Apollo Emulator screen. So this is ultimately where we want to be working in for this semester. We want to be working in the Apollo Emulator, and the emulator is a simulated version of what real live Apollo looks like. So chances are that once you launch your training, you're going to be right into this screen here, then you're good to go. If you're not in this screen, you have to get into it. So most of you probably will not have a button on the bottom that says Apollo Emulator. If you do, you can click on that, it'll bring you in. Otherwise, you need to go to this button that says Go To. So you're going to click on the Go To button, and you're going to get a main menu here, and you're just going to scroll down to Go to Using Tree. And then Go to Using Tree will bring up a main menu. From there, we can select where we want to be. So from this main menu, you're going to have different subject areas. And you'll notice that the first 6 or 7 of them are to do with SABRE. Now, SABRE is the other GDS system that we will learn, but not until the winter. And then you have Introduction to Apollo, Comprehensive Apollo, and Converting to Apollo. So the one that we want is the subject area 2232. It's the classic comprehensive Apollo. So we're learning Apollo comprehensively, really. Okay, so you want to click on this, and that's going to open up a whole pile of information. And under subject area 2232, you're going to have 4 units. Unit 1 Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. And this semester, we're going to only be working in Unit 1, which is the airline reservations. And this is how you can access some of the lessons as well. But what you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down until you hit this here, which is the Emulator 1, Apollo Emulator. And you just want to click on that, and that is going to bring you into this screen here, which is the Apollo Emulator. And this is where you need to be. This is where we will be putting in our formats. This is where we will be working through the lessons together in terms of formats, reading the formats, and reading the screens, what they mean. Okay, so it's very important that you are able to access Viasinc, and then when you're in Viasinc, you need to be able to go to the right emulator, which is the Apollo Emulator. Okay, so the other thing that you might want to pay attention to is some of the information that's posted in My Canvas. So go into the course and you want to go under the modules. Okay, when you're in the modules, what I want you to pay attention to is under course information. It's the very first link or very first module posted under the modules. And just scroll down until you hit these 3 items here. So your Viasinc account ID numbers. Those are listed here, okay? And here's where you'll find your unique ID number. Take note of that and make sure that you're only using the one that's assigned to you, okay? So again, if your name isn't on the list, it could be that you registered a little bit later and I can get you a number, you just need to email me. If your name is not on the list because you've taken this course before, then you can use your old account ID number that you've used in previous semesters. But it's very, very important that everybody has an ID number and that you use your unique ID number when you're signing in to Viasinc. So that's the first sheet that is of importance. Then you can also go to the next link here, which is Welcome Account ID Numbers. And this is just basically telling you the same information that I showed you on the PowerPoint. So go to Google Chrome, log in under Viasinc, input your account ID and password, and launch the training. And hopefully when you're launching the training, you'll be right into the Apollo Emulator. If you're not, then you would go to use a Go To button to go to Using Tree and find the Apollo Emulator that way. Okay, and then there's one more link or one more page that you might want to take a look at if you're having difficulties, and it's how to find the Apollo Emulator in lessons. So again, go log on to Viasinc. If you're not in Apollo, what do I do? Okay, go to Using Tree, subject area, and then moving along. This also shows you how to get into the lessons or into the emulator. Okay, so if you're needing help on learning how to properly log into Viasinc and then make sure that you're in the Apollo emulator, just take note of these instructions. It's quite easy. After you've done it a few times, it'll be like you have always known how to do it. So the importance of being able to do this quickly is really actually important because from now on, when we're doing Viasinc or lesson in class, like one of our classes, when you come to class, you need to be able to log on to Viasinc and get into the emulator right away, okay? So that we can start with the lesson and inputting formats. So if you're having difficulty, take a look at this little video. It'll help you work you through the different stages of logging on into Viasinc and making sure you're in the right spot in the emulator. And then again, like I said, that information is also in My Canvas. And if you do it a few times, you'll know how to do it and won't have any difficulty. Okay, so if there's any questions at all, you can always email me. And especially for those of you, if you're unsure about your ID number, give me an email and we'll take a look. Okay, thanks very much.